Imagine waking up tomorrow morning. The alarm blares, and like countless mornings before, you have a choice. A simple, seemingly insignificant choice that could transform not just your day, but your entire life. I made this choice myself years ago, in a period when my life felt completely out of control. My relationships were strained, my career was stagnating, and my dreams seemed further away than ever. The choice? I decided to make my bed. You might be thinking, really? Making a bed? That's what you're offering as life-changing wisdom? Let me ask you something. How many of you made your bed this morning? Take a moment, think about it. Now, those who did, how did it make you feel walking out of that bedroom, knowing that one small task was already accomplished? And you see, life's greatest transformations don't always announce themselves with fanfare and fireworks. Sometimes they whisper to us in the quiet moments of our morning routine. They hide in the small disciplines that we either master or neglect. And today, I'm here to share with you how these tiny, seemingly inconsequential actions can become the foundation of an extraordinary life. A life of purpose, achievement, and lasting impact. When Navy SEALs begin their training, the first lesson isn't about combat tactics or advanced weaponry. It's about making their bed with absolute precision. This seemingly simple task becomes the cornerstone of their legendary discipline. But why does this matter for you and me? Making your bed immediately upon waking is more than just tidying up your space. It's a decisive act that sets powerful psychological patterns in motion. When you smooth those sheets and arrange those pillows, you're making a declaration to yourself and the world. I take action. I finish what I start. I care about the details. It's a small victory, but it's guaranteed completely within your control, regardless of what challenges the day might bring. Think about the brain science behind this principle. Every time you complete a task, your brain releases a small dose of dopamine, the neurotransmitter associated with reward and satisfaction. By making your bed first thing in the morning, you're essentially programming your brain for success. You're creating what psychologists call a success pattern. A neural pathway that makes subsequent achievements more likely throughout your day. But the impact goes deeper than just neurochemistry. That made bed becomes a visible symbol of your commitment to excellence. When you return home after a challenging day, perhaps one where nothing seemed to go right, you'll find one thing that reminds you of your capability: your made bed. It stands as a testament to your ability to accomplish what you set out to do. Consider this. If you make your bed every morning for a year, you'll have completed 365 tasks successfully. That's 365 moments of choice where you opted for discipline over comfort, for action over procrastination. These moments compound, creating what I call the foundation effect, where small, consistent actions build an unshakable platform for larger achievements. The truly remarkable aspect of this principle is its simplicity. We often believe that life-changing habits must be complex or difficult. We wait for the perfect moment to start a grand transformation. But excellence doesn't require complexity. It requires consistency. The humble act of making your bed becomes a daily reminder that the path to extraordinary achievement is paved with ordinary actions performed with extraordinary consistency. The 10 principles of daily excellence. 1, start with order, make your bed. Picture a symphony orchestra preparing for a performance. Before playing a single note, every musician ensures their instrument is perfectly tuned, their sheet music properly arranged. This precise preparation sets the stage for beautiful music to emerge. Similarly, making your bed is your daily overture to excellence. When you create order in your physical space, something profound happens in your mental space. This isn't just about aesthetics, it's about establishing control over your environment. Studies in environmental psychology have shown that our physical space directly impacts our mental state. A cluttered room creates a cluttered mind, while an ordered space promotes clarity of thought and purpose. When you smooth those sheets and align those pillows, you're not just tidying up, you're literally restructuring your brain for success. 2, Conquer the morning, conquer your life. Have you ever noticed how different the world feels at dawn? There's a pristine quality to those early hours, as if each morning offers a blank canvas for creation. The most successful individuals across history, from Benjamin Franklin to Apple's Tim Cook, understood a fundamental truth. Those who master their mornings master their lives. When you rise early and begin with purpose, you're operating in what I call the golden hours, that precious time before the world's demands crash in. Your willpower is at its peak, your mind is fresh, and you have the rare opportunity to work in undisturbed focus. This isn't about just being an early bird, it's about seizing control of your day before your day seizes control of you. 3, small wins build unshakable confidence. Think of confidence like a skyscraper. It isn't built in a day and it can't stand without a proper foundation. Each small win you accumulate is like laying another brick in your tower of self-belief. When you complete that first task of making your bed, you're not just tidying up, you're building evidence of your capability. This principle operates on what psychologists call the self-efficacy cycle. Every time you set a small goal and achieve it, your brain records a success. These recorded successes become reference points for future challenges. When you face bigger obstacles, your mind can draw on this reservoir of proven accomplishments. If I can maintain this discipline every day, it reasons, I can handle this new challenge. The beauty of small wins lies in their accessibility. Unlike major achievements that might take months or years to realize, these victories are available to you every single day. They create a steady drumbeat of success that drowns out the voice of self-doubt. Each small win becomes a thread in a tapestry of achievement, gradually weaving together to form an unshakable belief in your own capabilities. 4, the power of consistency over intensity. Consider the Grand Canyon, one of nature's most magnificent achievements. It wasn't created by a single dramatic event, but by the consistent flow of water over millions of years. This natural wonder teaches us a profound truth about achievement. Consistency trumps intensity every time. Many people approach their goals with bursts of intense effort, only to burn out and retreat. But true transformation follows the canyon principle. Steady, persistent action creates deep and lasting change. Think about this. If you improve just 1% each day, over a year, you'll be 37 times better than when you started. Not 365% better, 37 times better, because small improvements compound dramatically over time. This is why the daily discipline of making your bed matters more than occasional bursts of massive organization. It's the consistency that reshapes your neural pathways, builds unshakable habits, and ultimately transforms your life. 5, turn obstacles into opportunities. Every morning when you face that unmade bed, you face a choice. It's a small obstacle, yes, but how you respond to it sets the tone for how you'll handle every other challenge that day. The most successful individuals don't see obstacles as roadblocks. They see them as stepping stones. Each challenge becomes an opportunity to prove your commitment to excellence. Consider the story of the butterfly. When it's emerging from its cocoon, it struggles intensely. This struggle might seem cruel, but it's essential. It forces fluid into the butterfly's wings, making them strong enough for flight. If you were to help by cutting open the cocoon, you'd actually doom the butterfly. Similarly, the daily obstacles we face, however small, strengthen us for larger challenges ahead. They're not interruptions to our journey, they're essential parts of it. 6, the ripple effect of excellence. Imagine dropping a pebble into a still pond. The ripples extend far beyond the point of impact, touching shores you might not even see. Your commitment to excellence works the same way. When you make your bed each morning, you're not just organizing your room, you're sending ripples of order and discipline into every area of your life. More importantly, these ripples extend to everyone around you. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how one person's standards can elevate an entire group? When you demonstrate excellence in small things, you silently challenge others to raise their standards. Your colleagues notice your consistent preparation. Your family observes your daily discipline. Without speaking a word, you're teaching a powerful lesson about the value of excellence. This is how individual change becomes collective transformation, not through grand declarations, but through the quiet power of example. 7, building resilience through routine. In times of crisis, we don't rise to the level of our expectations. We fall to the level of our training. This truth, known well by elite military units and top performers, reveals why daily routines matter so profoundly. When you make your bed each morning, regardless of circumstances, you're not just tidying up, you're building psychological armor that protects you during life's storms. Consider how sailors maintain their ships even in the calmest seas. They don't wait for the storm to test their preparation. Similarly, the routine of making your bed becomes an anchor point, a daily practice that remains constant even when everything else feels chaotic. This consistency builds what psychologists call psychological resilience, the ability to maintain functionality under stress. 8, the leadership of self-mastery. True leadership begins long before you have a team to lead. It starts in those private moments when no one is watching. When you master yourself, you develop the credibility to influence others. Think about the most impactful leaders in any field. They all share one common trait: impeccable self-discipline. The daily act of making your bed becomes your first leadership decision of the day. It's a moment where you choose discipline over convenience, excellence over mediocrity. This choice might seem small, but it creates what I call the leadership echo, where your personal standards begin to resonate through every interaction, decision, and relationship in your life. 9, breaking through comfort zones. Growth happens at the edges of your comfort zone. Every morning when that alarm goes off, you have a choice. Stay comfortable in your warm bed or rise to meet the day with purpose. This small decision is actually training you for bigger challenges. It's teaching you to choose discipline over desire, purpose over comfort. Think of your comfort zone like a muscle. It needs consistent stretching to grow. The daily discipline of making your bed, especially when you don't feel like it, is your morning workout in decision-making strength. Each time you choose the harder right over the easier wrong, you're expanding your capacity for future challenges. 10, legacy through little things. Your legacy isn't built in the moments of grand achievement. It's built in the countless small decisions you make every day. When you consistently choose excellence in the little things, you create what I call the legacy effect, where your daily habits become the foundation of your lasting impact. Consider the ancient Japanese concept of kaizen, continuous improvement through small steps. The masters who built the great cathedrals of Europe didn't begin with the spires. They began with carefully laying each stone. Similarly, your legacy of excellence begins with the simple act of making your bed, creating a foundation of discipline that supports every other achievement in your life. The real power of these principles lies not in understanding them individually, but in implementing them collectively. They form an interconnected system of personal excellence that begins with the smallest actions but extends to the largest achievements. Each principle reinforces the others, creating what I call a success ecosystem, where excellence becomes not just an action, but a way of life. Think about how these principles work together. The order you create in making your bed, principle 1, gives you the momentum to conquer your morning, principle 2, which builds your confidence, principle 3, which is reinforced through consistency, principle 4, helping you overcome obstacles, principle 5, influencing others, principle 6, building resilience, principle 7, developing leadership, principle 8, expanding your comfort zone, principle 9, and ultimately creating your legacy, principle 10. Let's transform these principles from abstract concepts into concrete actions that you can implement starting tomorrow morning. The journey of transformation isn't about knowing, it's about doing. And doing begins with clear, actionable steps that anyone can follow. First, let's address the cornerstone habit, making your bed. The technique matters less than the consistency, but here's a proven method that maximizes both efficiency and impact. Start by pulling all sheets and blankets tight, ensuring equal length on both sides. Create sharp corners with hospital folds. Position pillows symmetrically. The entire process should take no more than 3 minutes. But remember, this isn't about perfection, it's about completion. Now let's tackle the most common obstacles that prevent people from maintaining daily disciplines. The first is what I call the tomorrow syndrome. The belief that tomorrow will somehow be easier or better for starting. Here's the antidote. Set your alarm 15 minutes earlier than usual. This creates a buffer zone, eliminating the time pressure that often leads to skipping important routines. The second major obstacle is what psychologists call decision fatigue. By evening, we've made thousands of decisions, depleting our willpower. The solution? Create an evening routine that sets you up for morning success. Lay out tomorrow's clothes, clear your bedroom of distractions. Make your morning decisions the night before. To maintain motivation, you need a measurement system. Here's a simple but powerful approach. Create what I call a daily discipline dashboard. Take a piece of paper and draw 30 small squares. Each morning, after making your bed and completing your morning routine, fill in one square. This visual representation of your progress becomes a powerful motivator. But what about those days when everything goes wrong? This is where we implement the non-zero day principle. Even if you can't complete your full routine, do something, anything that moves you forward. Make just one corner of your bed, straighten one pillow. The goal is to maintain the chain of daily action, even if it's minimal. Understanding the role of environment is crucial for sustained success. Your physical space either supports or sabotages your efforts. Organize your bedroom to minimize friction. Keep your alarm clock across the room, forcing you to get up. Position your bed-making tools, extra pillows, throws, within easy reach. Make excellence convenient. Here's a powerful technique for building momentum, the 5-minute focus. Before leaving your made bed each morning, sit on its edge for 5 minutes and visualize your day. See yourself executing your priorities with excellence. This mental rehearsal primes your brain for success and links your bed-making discipline with your larger goals. For those struggling with consistency, implement what I call the accountability mirror technique. Each morning after making your bed, look in the mirror and make 3 declarations. 1, I am someone who follows through. 2, I am someone who does what needs to be done. 3, I am someone who maintains high standards. To accelerate your progress, consider the excellence chain method. Link your bed-making ritual to 2 other small but significant actions. For example, make bed, 2 minutes of stretching, glass of water. This creates a momentum of positive actions that can carry you through the day. Track your progress not just in actions but in impacts. Keep a simple journal noting how your energy levels, productivity, and relationships change as you maintain these disciplines. Look for patterns, celebrate improvements. Use setbacks as learning opportunities. Remember, excellence is not a destination but a direction. You'll have days when everything flows perfectly and days when you struggle. The key is not perfection but persistence. Each morning presents a new opportunity to recommit to your standards. To maintain long-term motivation, connect your daily disciplines to your larger life vision. Ask yourself, how does this small act of making my bed contribute to the person I want to become? What does it teach me about my capacity for growth? How might it influence others who observe my example? Implementation is where most transformation programs fail. They collapse under the weight of complexity. That's why we focus on one central habit, making your bed, and build outward from there. Start tomorrow. Don't wait for Monday or the first of the month or any other arbitrary starting point. Excellence begins now with the next decision you make. When we talk about changing the world, we often think in terms of grand gestures and sweeping reforms. But history shows us that true transformation usually begins with individual changes that ripple outward, creating waves of positive impact far beyond their original source. Consider how one person's commitment to excellence influences an entire household. When you maintain the discipline of making your bed each morning, your standards begin to influence those around you. Children observe and internalize these habits. Partners and roommates often begin to match your level of care and attention to detail. Without saying a word, you're teaching powerful lessons about self-respect, discipline, and the value of order. This influence extends beyond your home into your workplace. In professional environments, standards of excellence are contagious. When one person consistently demonstrates attention to detail and personal discipline, it creates what sociologists call a social proof effect. Colleagues begin to question their own standards. They observe the respect you command, the results you achieve, and they naturally begin to elevate their own performance. Now multiply this effect across a community. Imagine neighborhoods where more people take pride in their personal spaces, where the discipline of daily excellence becomes the norm rather than the exception. Studies have shown that ordered environments reduce stress, increase productivity, and even lower crime rates. This is the broken windows theory in reverse, where visible signs of order and care create a cascade of positive behavioral changes throughout a community. But the impact goes deeper than just physical spaces. When individuals master the art of daily discipline, they develop what psychologists call internal locus of control. The belief that they can influence their circumstances rather than being victims of them. This mindset is transformative not just for individuals, but for entire societies. Communities filled with people who believe in their ability to create positive change become more resilient, more innovative, and more capable of solving complex problems. Consider the economic implications. When more individuals develop strong personal disciplines, workplace productivity increases. When people learn to master small tasks, they become better equipped to handle larger responsibilities. This translates into more efficient organizations, more successful businesses, and stronger economies. The environmental impact is equally significant. People who develop consciousness about their immediate space often become more aware of their broader environment. The discipline of maintaining order in one's personal space naturally extends to greater care for public spaces and the environment as a whole. Perhaps most importantly, these individual changes create a new narrative about human potential. In a world often paralyzed by the scale of its problems, the message that transformation begins with small, manageable actions is powerful. It shifts the focus from what we can't control to what we can. It reminds us that while we may not be able to solve all the world's problems today, we can begin by creating order in our own corner of it. This is how real change happens, not through grand pronouncements or sweeping initiatives, but through the accumulated impact of millions of people choosing excellence in their daily lives. Each made bed becomes a brick in the foundation of a better world. Each individual choosing discipline over convenience contributes to a larger culture of excellence. Every great movement began with individual choices. Every significant change started with someone deciding to raise their standards. Your commitment to excellence, beginning with the simple act of making your bed, is not just about personal improvement. It's about contributing to a larger transformation in human consciousness and capability.